Yeah, it's your boy Fist in his house. Bringing another great edition of Modern Warfare 2. YouTube for you because hey, that's what I do. So I know you guys wanted to see one of these games, and so I'm gonna post one. It's with Sandy Ravage. And the other day I was like, oh, let me send this guy. I seen him get online. I was like, come on, maybe I can get a game with him and we can put it online. So I sent him the thing. I was like, hey, send me an invite when you got some room. So I was playing on his terms, his game mode, his game type, Domination. Which, if you look back at my videos, I rarely play Domination. So what this means is that I think Sandy Ravage's first video was a Friday. He got the game 4 days early. I got the game like 7 days early, and you can see that every single one of his posts have been Domination games. So, you know, it's almost like saying that somebody who plays Domination all the time will know every nuances of every single game that you play in those particular game types. You're gonna know everything. It'd be the same thing if you were to join my room and play X amount of games in Team Deathmatch Express. He's from Staten Island, same as NASA. NASA and him are from New York, and New York has a great advantageous thing going on. First off, they got Fios. And what is Fios? Fios is by Verizon. It's a different, completely it's fiber optic internet connection, meaning that you have 20 megabytes up and 20 megabytes down for the same price that you would be paying for on Comcast, 10 down and 2 up. You know, before Comcast went digital, they didn't have the ability to regulate internet speed. So if you had basic package, you'd still get 20 down and maybe 15 up if you were lucky. You didn't regulate it. So anyways, make a long story short, how you can tell somebody always gets host in the game and why it means a difference, I'm going to go over that now. You can tell somebody who gets host every single game is that when they go into a room and the map shows up in the little square to the left and you play that specific map, that means you're host. Now, this happens for Randy Savage or Sandy Ravage every single time in Domination 9v9 out of 18 people, 100 out of 100 times, meaning that, you know, when you have a great internet connection and you see like Oppressor, he'll bitch about this live, like, I shoot the guy 500 times and he never dies, and we'll see there's a huge difference and there's an advantage there. And the advantage is that it takes less bullets to kill somebody when you have host advantage. So it makes the game so much easier for you. And when you don't have dedicated servers and you're running on Xbox server, that means it transfers through Xbox and then it goes to whoever's Xbox, and you're all running a game off of that Xbox system. You know, and if you know, and you're the one that's got the best connections, you're gonna have the best choice and the best bullets. I mean, you can make any gun look good. So the thing is that, you know, if you have the ability to get Fios and you're gonna always play Call of Duty series, I would suggest getting it. Even if you're an average or mediocre player, it's gonna make you look great. Now, I'm not taking anything away from Sandy Ravage. The dude's super cool. He's not a dick. He can play the game. It would be like either myself or NASA or anybody else that is a good player having a great connection. Now, granted that you know, it makes it a lot easier when you're closer to the host and you live in New York, like NASA does, because NASA lives in Brooklyn and Savage lives in Staten Island. So when they're that close to each other and he's the host, you're gonna have just as much as advantage as he does. So that's the response time is gonna be great. So NASA had some great games. I think we played 5 games, and NASA won 2 of them. So, and he came really close. I mean, it was like always us in the top 3 when it was Team Deathmatch Ground War, but we never really played any specific great games. Now, I'm not making up any excuses, but what I'm saying is that, you know, there's a definite advantage when a person gets host every single game with 18 players in the room. I mean, that's huge. That's huge. I mean, that especially when there's streaks compiled on top of that. So once you hit your streaks, I mean, you're really going to be pounding people into the pavement. So, you know, it was funny. There was a lot of haters last night, and, you know, fucking had to mute a lot of people. I mean, so many people that are hating on Sandy Ravage. I mean, I get hate. That guy gets way more hate than I do in game. He's like, these kids would just not just keep following. And that's another thing I want to talk about, is that, you know, what I've noticed in this gameplay and all the games that we played was the fact that in Domination now, a lot of people are noob tubing, and I noticed that a week before I played, you know, this game. Was that lately I've been seeing a lot of noob tubing in Domination. Like, people are just like, fuck it, I'm gonna lose anyway, I'm just gonna start noob tubing. So we got, I mean, like, a lot of the games, there wasn't even that many great scores. We're just fighting through noob tubes just to win the game. So those are the other games that we had. There's tons of noob tubing in Domination. So I don't even, there's no way I'd even want to play that. I don't even know how Ravage does it. But so we played, I think it was a total of 5 games, and there was a lot of great scores, you know, great gameplay. And in this particular game, because there were so many players in the game, and my connection, you know, was halfway decent, it was hard for me to kill people. So I was like definitely looking for the right weapon. I mean, and this was like the last game that we played, and I finally started catching my groove. And the only thing that seemed to work for me at the time was the AK-47. It was the only thing that seemed to hit hard enough to kill, so I could move on to the next person. I'd always wind up, I'd kill somebody, and it would take extra amount of bullets to kill them, and then all of a sudden I'd get noob tubed by the opposing team, and I'm like, you know, what the fuck, dude? I just couldn't do nothing. So, you know, and then we got a lot of great players on the team as well. And that's another thing. When you're rolling with your own crew, you're used to those particular type of players. I mean, I definitely would like to see Sandy Ravage, you know, come by himself and roll with my team, or the guys that I play with in Team Deathmatch Express. You know, that would be, I would love to see, you know, him join our room and do something like that. But, you know, like I said, he's got, you know, he's got definitely more bigger following than me, more subs than me. Like I said, he's a cool dude. And that's another thing. I really don't understand why he would, you know, I mean, that Team Noble that he's joining up with. I mean, like I said, I don't have nothing personal against Sandy Ravage. I think he's in a league in his own. But the point of that whole team that he's joining, I mean, he's the only one on that team that can play. The rest of those guys are fucking garbage. That's what, and I'm just gonna be real about it. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, I'm not gonna get in a big debate about it, but, you know, I'll save that for another day. But there's just plenty. You know, he's way better than all those guys put together. So, I definitely, once I graduate, I'm moving somewhere, because I just can't wait for Fios to get to where I need to be at, because connection means everything. Means everything in Modern Warfare or Call of Duty series, for the simple reason it's not dedicated servers like EA. EA has dedicated servers, so everybody basically runs on the same, you know, setup. All I can tell you is that, you know, you got to have a good connection. If you're a good player and you're wondering why that you're not getting the kills that you're getting, and you are a good player, it's probably because of your connection. You have to. I mean, if this is the only game that you have, you want to have a great connection. And right now I'm in the process of moving to my new house another new house before I graduate. But, you know, Comcast, I think the highest that they offer is, I think 15 or 20 up, down, and 4 up. So it still wouldn't even matter. But overall, it was a great game. I think I went 38 and 10, even though I didn't come in first place. I had a good score. It wasn't bad. But I'm going to post the rest of the scores at the end here so you guys can check them out. Till next time, it's your boy Fish. Peace.